is Kylah Clay, and I'm a 3L at Suffolk University. I joined the Guild in my first year of law school, towards the end of the semester, as soon as I found out what it was. I didn't know much about the Guild, and our chapter had just started that year. But I found out more about like the work that they were doing and was just so excited to hear that there were, lawyers and law students and activists out there who, believed in the same way of using their legal education towards helping others and towards these more progressive values. And so I immediately wanted to join. Honestly, what really pushed us to petition was what we were seeing in Buffalo. Throughout October and November, Buffalo was getting really hit hard with these anti union tactics. And in all honesty, I didn't fully understand why, and I didn't fully understand what a union was because that's not something that's really talked about a lot. Even through college and law school, I didn't really know that much. But I did know that corporate was very clearly afraid of what was happening and they were going hard for a reason. So my coworker and I, we were doing a lot of research, and I reached out to Workers United for an initial meeting, and got to chat with the partners over in Buffalo who were unionizing and just hearing all about what was going on, and thinking about the fact that what we're pushing for really is the ability to have a voice in our workplace protections and our environment. It all just made perfect sense to join their fight. But ultimately, I look to Buffalo for that. I think they were the inspirational point for me to join in. Right now, I have a personal goal of trying to get our entire district to petition, but that's kind of just because corporate kept trying to litigate this issue. They wanted it so instead of us having our own vote on our store and whether we unionize, they want the entire district to vote on whether our store can unionize. So they were pushing for this district vote, and I kind of want to give them that district vote, but I know in a little bit of a different twist where instead everybody in the district is voting. So that's my big goal. But I think in terms of progress, we just want to see um, we want to see people inspired by this, and we want to see people join the fight, whether we win or lose. I think that like we're going into this election feeling very confident, but even if we don't win the election, I think that our goal has been achieved, and that's been showing our partners that we actually have the ability to make change, and showing our partners that you don't have to be complicit in this very capitalist society and all of the oppression that comes with it. So I think that education empowerment is the overarching goal here. I'd love to see us win too. In terms of like reaching out to other stores in the district, that's actually been like our main focus now. Because after our store filed, we got a lot of people reaching out to us asking like, how can we join? And so since we filed, we've been working on like creating this massive Google Drive full of resources that's now used nationally. And we've been, doing intake and onboarding meetings with stores that want to unionize, and like taking them through the whole process, making them union starter kits, and just kind of like being the mentors that the Buffalo baristas were to my store. And so now that's what we're really up to. And we've got, I think, 5 stores in our district now have filed out of 11 or something. I could get the numbers wrong on that, but we're definitely starting to climb up. And we have like 16 or 17 stores in the greater Boston and like central Massachusetts area that we're helping right now. So we certainly expect that number to grow. Yeah, honestly, I've been so thankful for the guild through this because I think that being a part of the guild, I've learned just how empowering legal education is and how important it is to share that with people. And so, our Know Your Rights clinics has been something I've always really loved about the guild and have been very, excited to be a part of for a while now. And so, what we did at the Suffolk chapter last semester was we created like a workers' rights training. So that was originally for Boston Youth Options Unlimited, but we've adopted it now to include information about unionizing. And we've been doing the same approach of like providing Know Your Rights trainings to baristas who are unionizing so they know what all their workplace protections are. And I think that I would have never even thought about that or had the resources or access to providing something like that if it weren't for the connections I have to the guild now. So I've been really thankful for that. But also just like, I think, I don't think I would have gotten so involved in this process if it weren't for all of the people in the guild that I've looked up to since I started law school. Like, I've been really inspired by the attorneys that I've met and worked with, and I've just seen the good that you can do with a legal education. And that's been my goal through this process, like sharing what I know and like helping people catch like unfair labor practices right now are so big. And like we need to be reporting them frequently right now. Like I swear every day there's a new ULP, either in Boston or anywhere because of what Starbucks is doing. And so like to be able to help people spot that and to help people and like validate them and say, no, wait, that actually is not allowed. Like, let's get you connected to an attorney. Let's get that going. I'm just thankful for the guild because I don't think I would have been this involved in something like this. Yeah, I think there's two things. Like in a general way, as Starbucks customers, I think the best way to help baristas who are unionizing right now is if you're going to their store to like show your support somehow, whether that's like mobile ordering and changing your name to Union Strong or Union or something along those lines to show your solidarity and support. Tipping in cash because that's like one of our big asks is like we don't have access to credit card tips. So our tips are actually very low, despite how busy our stores are. So I think that's another big one for folks. But specifically with members of the guild, I think that, they're uniquely positioned to help us with education. So having attorneys supervise those workers' rights trainings are really important to us. We definitely want to hold more, so having more attorneys available to support us through that process would be really helpful. But the guild has already been like so helpful through this process. We've already had Rachel Smith. She had been our attorney supervisor for a recent workers' right training. And I've been working with the National Labor Council for the Guild, like their committee, and they've been on board to help streamline the process so that way these workers' rights trainings are available throughout the nation in all the different areas where Starbucks stores are unionizing. So the guild's on it right now, and like the best way to continue supporting is by volunteering to supervise those trainings and showing up in stores to show your support and solidarity.